Hi, I'm Pam. Welcome to another one of my video tutorials. This is for making a tennis ball holder and I give you a few different options for doing it, whether you want to use rivets or stitch each piece together. But it's made to fit tennis balls and you can actually join them together so that you can carry 2 or 3 or 4 depending on how many you need. Handy for the times you take your dogs to the beach and the balls are covered in slobber and sand. All you have to do is put it in one of these holders and not in your pocket, which is what I have been doing, is putting it in my pocket. So I had a special plastic bag in my pocket so I didn't have all this yucky stuff. But really easy. You can clip them to your belt. Don't have to use them for dog balls, but random tennis balls that you have if you play tennis or take your dog out. They just clip in like this, so it hangs downwards like this. You put your ball in and just do the dome up, easy as that. So it's pretty quick and easy, and you can do it with one hand pretty much. Anyway, hope you enjoy the tutorial, and I'll catch you at the end of it. Cheers.
Right, like we always start off with printing our pattern out, then we have to cut out all the pieces and tape them to our bits of leather. Just use scraps, 1.5 to 1.8, 2mm will work, but 1.5 to 1.8 is best. And then tape it all on and punch out all the holes, and then you're ready to start getting to work. As always, use a sharp knife. If it's not sharp, take off the tip and start with a fresh blade. Copy down all those markings just to make this a whole lot easier for yourself. I'll be working on both styles together so you can see them both finished at the end. You don't have to do this, but I really enjoy embossing my leather at the moment, especially when I'm leaving the leather natural. These two I'm leaving natural, so embossing them and giving them a nice top feature. I'm adding dubbin to the front and the back of these holders. It is water resistant and it works really well, so for a ball holder, this is actually perfect. This is the process I go through with the dubbin. I do give it a good rub over with the shine brush. I have a shine brush for natural and for coloured. When I've dyed leather, I have a different shine brush for this. When I'm only using double on a natural with no dye, I use this particular brush. It's nice to have a brush for coloured and a brush for natural. It is also really handy for doing edges, getting all that waterproofing into the edges as well. I do Tolkanol on it as well, but mainly I do dubbin and use this. It actually does a nice job of rounding the edges. So, as you can see on the backs of all of mine, everything's marked. Even the layers, how we work with them. So I'm going to turn them over because it's actually easier to work from this side than the other side, so you make sure everything is put in its correct place. So domes, so this is the bottom and this is the top of the dome. When I say top, that's the top, that's the bottom, or that's the underneath dome and the top part of the dome. Right, I will just go and do these 2 domes here now, and then I'll be back. Right, okay, so now we're putting this holder together. It's really important to mark on the backs of your leather pieces the correct markings. B1 is really important because The 1 stands for being on top, the B stands for being underneath, and then you've got C1, so that's on top of the C. So that's the part that's important, is marking the ones, because they go on the top, and so that you'll find the D that goes underneath. This all allows for room for the ball to fit inside and for things not to get caught as you're using the holder. Right, so let's just move these pattern pieces out the way. The first step is we'll show you how this works. So we've got B1 here, and so B goes underneath. The 1 always goes on top. So we'll put that there. Then the next one is the C. So that's got the 1, and then we look for the C here. So we'll put that underneath there. C1 on top, see how they go, the difference there. Now you can make sure you got this going the right way, because the E goes to the E and the D goes to the D. Don't make the mistake of doing it like this, because you see the E won't fit, won't go over. Okay, so we'll do it like this. So what you want to do now is stitch that B onto there and stitch the C onto there. And the same goes for the rivets when you do the ones for the rivets. B1 goes on top and that one goes like that. So we put that way and that way. You put that rivet on, then you do the same with the C, like that, making sure the E's go together and the D's align. Right, there we go, we've done the B and we've done the C. Stitch them on, and that's what they look like. So the B1 on top, the C1 on top. Then I've done this one, which is the pressed with the rivets. B1 on top, C1 on top. Very important. So the next step, we are going to do the E and the D. So we want to find the E, and so the E1 goes on top, so that goes like that. And then we've got the D1 on top, that goes like that. Okay, now that looks like it's inside out, but what we can do is we just go like that and we go like that. D1 and E1, and so they get stitched in place like that. We do the same with this. D1 to D, rivets, E1 to E, and rivet. And then you're starting to get the ball holder forming. Right, so the next step we have are the A's. So we have an A, where are our A's? We've got an A here and we have an A here. So we want, this is an A1, so that goes on top, which that goes like that. So we do the A1 and the A there. Then we have an F and an F1. Then we've also got this one here, which we have the A1 and the A. So the A1 goes on top like that. Right, so we've done them all now. All those have been stitched together, and we have two nice ball holders here. Let's test them out and see how they work. So this one is the one with the rivets. Goes like that. And you got your dome. This is what's going to attach it to your belt or your lead. Let's try the stitched one. So that's the riveted one. Everything's riveted. And this one here is, there we go, stitched, everything's stitched together, and that can go in dome, so it's held on nicely. Right, so our next step is to work out how we actually want to attach it to our belt or our lead. This one here, so we have a couple of options that you can do. You can put D-rings on, you can put any sort of attachment on you like. You don't even have to put an attachment. You can stitch that down and actually just thread a belt through it or a lead through it and have it hanging. The reason I've done it on the side is so that when it's hanging, you can just go like that and press it out. I've also made sure that this part here that's got tension on it is underneath, so it's not pulling out any stitching or any rivets. So it makes it nice and strong. There we go, and nothing's going to fall out there. So with this one here, I did, it's riveted on, I did a D-ring. Then it's got another ring, which you can, a key ring, so you can open that up and take that off. Then it's got one of these Loctite, so you can actually attach that to your belt or anywhere. So doing the end bit is just whatever you find easiest and what you like. This one has a D ring on it, which has got another ring on it, which opens and closes, so it can be attached to anything as well. So, okay, so now I'll do the ones that I want for this, for my dogs. So I'll get to that and show you shortly. Right, really pleased with the way these have turned out. This one here, it's a double one. You can take this off. I've used a key ring here to attach it to the D ring, which I've just riveted on here. This one I did stitch. I punched an extra hole here and stitched it round. This is a swivel hook, so I can attach it to my pants. Both of them can come on. Attach to my pants, that way I can easily get into both balls quickly and put them away quickly. These ones here, so I've got one for my car and one for my husband's car. These ones I actually dyed with a water-based dye. It's also covered with dubbin, which is a waterproofing, water resistant I should say, so I can hook that to my pants as well. So you can do any kind of attachments to them, whichever way you actually want to attach it to your belt or your lead or however you want to carry it. Makes it nice and easy. So I've got one dyed one and one natural.
Thanks for watching another one of my tutorials. I really do enjoy making them and I really appreciate the support. I enjoy the design process, coming up with new ideas and patterns. So have a great day and catch you at my next video. Cheers.